Yeah, we're good.
We go. Good.
And
All right.
who's on tomorrow night with me? Jim or Rory? Remind me tomorrow night to hit that record. Linda's gonna do it later, so for our notes.
What's going on tomorrow night?
It's an IFMR board meeting.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, welcome everybody, and
No.
Smooth.
Uh-oh.
Dust.
There he's back.
yeah, sorry about that. I just got a incoming call. Our speaker bailed out on us, so I emailed her a couple days ago, and I said, hey, you know, we're excited to hear about National Immunization Day, and she went, oh my God, I forgot. I'm so sorry, and I can't do it. So I mentioned that a few minutes ago, and John says that he's got a little talk that he's put together that he'd like some feedback on. So if nobody has any objections, let's hear John's talk.
Before we get there, this week I received 3 more checks in support of our Polio Plus ride. Nothing like UTA did. The Northern Lebanon Club donated $100. The Harrisburg Club donated $1,000. And the Carlisle Club donated the proceedings from their Happy Bucks, $2,226.
Wow.
So this week I've received an additional $33.26 in support of our Polio Plus drive. So
Outstanding.
Good deal.
yay for us. A little background. I like to hear myself speak. You probably have figured that out. I have developed a speech to give to Rotary clubs. I've given this once and I was not satisfied with it. It was too long. And I would like your honest feedback. What I would like, I will, at the end of the speech, give you my email address and you can send me written comments and I will take them and consider them. Little background, when I start the speech, I'm wearing a sport coat. And that's critical because I will show you. Any questions on what I'm doing?
Who's your audience?
A Rotary Club. A Rotary Club.
Okay.
What's the topic?
Motorcycling and leadership. Okay. Thank you for that introduction and thank you for inviting me here. I'll be reading this, by the way. Inviting me here today. I've listened to many of your Rotary stories and I'm inspired by them. Now, Jerry said that I'm from Gettysburg. That is sort of true. I actually live in Ortana, which is about 8 miles west of Gettysburg. But then you've never heard of Ortana. It's rural. I live on a farm. And as a consequence, my dining manners have become somewhat casual. I expressed this concern to my host and asked for advice on what I should do so I wouldn't embarrass myself. Jerry suggested that I just watch, who am I going to pick on? I'll pick on Harold and follow his lead. Harold's a distinguished man, retired. So I did. When he cut something, I cut something. When he used his fork, I used my fork. When he drank, I drank. But Harold, I just can't do this. And at that point, I take a big show of opening my coat and pulling out a set of silverware and showing it to the audience. That's funny. Then I switched to my motorcycle vest. Today, I want to talk to you about motorcycling and Rotary. I love motorcycling. I love the people I meet and I love the places that I see. It's a great way to discover America. Bikers are a fascinating group of people who will give you the shirt off their backs, but will not treat you kindly if you mess with their ride. If you observe riders who are approaching each other from opposite directions, you will invariably see them flash a universally recognized hand signal. No, not that one. This one. It has a variety of meanings, but generally it means be safe and have fun. Obviously, most people are going to assume it's another hand signal. When I ride with a group, I generally ride with other Rotarians. I know who they are and what they stand for. Most of us are members of the International Fellowship of Motorcycling Rotarians, and we ride all manner of bikes. We have Harleys, Goldwings, BMWs, Slingshots, and sport bikes. Me, I ride an Indian. Indians make Harley owners jealous. But back to the topic. In the IFMR, we have no designated ride planner. A member will get a notion that he or she, we have both, wants to organize a ride, to go someplace interesting. That endeavor involves planning. First, the organizer needs to know what kind of ride and where it will be. They need to select an interesting route. By interesting, I mean hills and curves, lots of them. Then they need to find all the support facilities, such as hotels, gas stops, and lunch spots. Usually, the ride captain will post the proposed route of a ride on the internet to fellow riders. That way, people can offer feedback. This feedback ultimately makes for a better ride. Once the route has been established, the ride captain needs to personally reconnoiter the route to identify key turns, road closures, and road hazards. Several years ago, I was leading a group of Rotarians to the Flight 93 Memorial. We had gotten an hour behind time, so I decided to follow my GPS on a route that I had not reconned. We turned down a well-marked two-lane road. The two-lane road became an unwell-marked two-lane road. Then it became an unmarked two-lane road, and it ultimately became a mud road. Now, the GPS said that the road went through, but it was wrong. It turned into a cul-de-sac, and I had to get the whole crowd turned around, eliminating any time that I thought I had saving. I still get grief for that. Finally, the captain needs to announce his plans to fellow riders to entice them to show up and participate. Now, for the ride itself, we bikers need to maintain constant surveillance of our route. This includes obstacles, the lay of the land, the turns, the tilt of the road, oncoming traffic, and hazards in the road. During the bike, we are very concerned with safety. In any encounter, the biker is liable to come out on the short end of the stick. From how we position our bike to the road to monitoring oncoming traffic, we are constantly monitoring for hazards. We bikers are good riders because of training and experience. Most of us have taken safety training. Many of us have taken advanced rider instruction. Our experience levels range from brand new to very seasoned. The seasoned riders help those with less experience. And we trust no one. We reduce risk by controlling ourselves, our emotions, and our machines. We let each other know of the hazards that we encounter. We take care of each other. Now let me briefly describe how we operate a bike. In order to turn a bike, we look to where we want to go. And at this point, I will give a vivid demonstration how we turn, look down the road, shift in our seats, etc. Here are some key learning points on how to turn a motorcycle. Always look where you want to go, not where you are. It's called watching the vanishing point. The vanishing point is where the road disappears from sight and can be miles in front of you or 50 yards in front of you. Since the bike always goes where you are looking, we keep our sights out as far as possible. Otherwise, we lose sight of our goal and lose control. If you look down, that's exactly where you'll go. A rider typically stays within his or her riding abilities, but tends to stretch them when in a group. It's how we learn and improve. The rider is constantly changing gears to keep his engine RPM high, adjusting it as necessary to maintain the right torque to keep the bike moving. Then there is the accordion effect. You already know about the accordion effect. Remember the last time you were number 4 or 5 in a line of cars at a stoplight? You saw the light change, but that car in front of you just isn't moving. What is happening is that after the first car starts, the trailing cars take off in order with a slight delay. This creates the accordion effect. In motorcycling, The accordion effect refers to what happens to the line of bikes when the lead rider changes speed, either faster or slower. This can be the result of encountering tight turns or when the road opens up. The speed change ripples up and down the line of riders and can create a situation where riders are spaced out up to a half a mile front to back. If the column makes a turn onto another road, the trailing riders may miss the turn. When the ride captain finally sees that some of the riders are lost, the column stops while someone goes back to get them. This delays the ride. Finally, we have the post-ride factor. At the end of the day, when we have stopped for the day, we celebrate. The Fellowship of Motorcycling Rotarians calls itself a drinking club for the motorcycling problem. At the hotel, we take a few minutes to go refresh ourselves. And at our age, refresh typically means, well, you understand. Then we celebrate with dinner and beverages. We celebrate the success of the ride. We celebrate the foibles of the ride. You know, like if you lead your group down the wrong path because of your GPS. We celebrate our company with each other. So then, what does motorcycling have to do with Rotary leadership? I suggest that it has everything to do with it. I submit that the Rotarians in this room are, have been, or will be leaders in their clubs and in the district. And so the principles of motorcycling apply to you. What are the lessons learned? First, the ride. When in a leadership position, decide what you want to do. Where do you want your group to go? What ride are you planning? Get feedback on your goals. People can offer some good ideas that you had not considered. Except, ignore the naysayers who say we've never done that. We are assuming that if you want to implement a new idea, you are already trying something different, and the naysayers have nothing to contribute. In preparation for your journey, get the appropriate training before you embark. Rotary offers training seminars, Rotary Leadership Institute, district conferences, zone institutes, and probably the most fun of all, the International Convention. I encourage you to expand your knowledge of Rotary and leadership by participating in many of these as possible. It constitutes your safety and rider training. Then recon. Obtain personal knowledge and experience with your route. When you're asking your fellow Rotarians to do something, make sure it's something you've done. If you're asking people to bring in a new Rotarian, bring one yourself. If you're asking for increased donations to our wonderful foundation or Polio Plus, make sure that you have done so too. To eliminate the accordion effect, monitor your group's progress towards your goals and adjust accordingly. Have you let your followers know where you're going? How is the pace of progress? Too fast? Too slow? You, the leader, are responsible for maintaining the pace. You are responsible for helping the group achieve its goals. And keep your eyes on the vanishing point, the point in front of you where you need to make the next adjustment. And most importantly, celebrate your success. And if food and beverages are involved, so much the better. So motorcycling and Rotary leadership have much in common. Anticipate, plan, prepare, get on the journey, monitor progress, avoid the accordion effect, and celebrate success. And remember, have fun and stay safe. That was probably a little faster than I will give it, but what I will do is I will send you my email right now. And if you have some comments, good, bad, or anything, I will be happy to hear them.
I just want to, my muted, no. Hey, John?
Yeah.
I just wanted to share with everybody what the cul-de-sac, I think you called it.
Yes. You never made it that far.
Oh, okay. There's the cul-de-sac, guys.
You must have picked it on a dry time.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Everybody remembers that one.
Rory and Judy were going down
sideways.
sideways.
Hey, that's my kind of way. That's
Send me
great.
that photo.
Yeah, cul-de-sac.
It was further down.
Oh, yeah.
It's right there on the left. I can see it. It's the three trees all together.
It gets even worse.
I like the little lawn chairs or bed frame, whatever, for the locals to sit and watch.
That's the lounge.
How do I unshare this here?
John,
Okay.
I think you can put that in. I think he should put that in his slideshow.
Yeah.
I don't have any slides right now, but I'll be happy to put that up.
I think the Actons actually have a video of the area.
it was a great ride, John. Besides that, the rest of the weekend was a fantastic ride.
Yeah.
It was memorable.
Did anybody drop their bike?
I have sent you my email. If you have other comments, be glad to take them.
Good job.
Sorry
Does
to pick
anyone
on you.
have a motorcycle that their dog has mastered riding on with them?
We have a sidecar, and Oscar loves to. He wears his goggles and sits in the sidecar. Got a couple of videos of him riding in the sidecar with his. He actually likes the goggles. He puts them on and keeps them on, and seems to enjoy it.
There's
I
a
had a white
video.
schnauzer. I had a white schnauzer that would ride with me, and he died at 14. So
Well,
I haven't trained a new one.
There's a video called Sidecar Dogs. It talks about 10 different owners that have sidecars for their dogs.
That's funny.
Called Sit, Stay, Ride. Actually, is the proper name. Sit, Stay, Ride. At America's Sidecar Dogs.
Yeah, we
That's awesome.
been trying to figure out if he'd actually enjoy if we, put it on the back of the bike in the carrying case. If he'd actually use the one where he pops his head up the back on the regular bike, but we haven't decided whether or not he'd stay in that thing or not. We saw somebody on another ride who had a little Shih Tzu that was riding with his little head sticking up, but we haven't gone out and actually purchased one yet.
My husky enjoys riding in a golf cart. We haven't done anything with a motorbike, though.
Yeah. He rides on the scooter, though. He got a little scooter, and he'll sit there at your feet and just kind of lean and look around.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Last year, we tried to talk Tom Dines into buying a little helmet and goggles for his little guy.
Oscar won't put the helmet on. He doesn't like his ears being flattened, but he will put the goggles on. He'll even put the little vest on, if it's cold enough.
You mean you put it on for him? He doesn't actually put it on himself, does he?
Oh yeah, he rides himself. No, just kidding.
Because if he puts his own goggles on, I want to see that.
I don't know if anybody noticed, but my teddy bear has a helmet. He's a safe rider.
Craziest what I ever was seeing was a couple that came with a BMW sidecar. There was two BMWs with sidecar. One was a big sidecar, one was a small sidecar. And in the big one, there was two kids, one dog. And in the top was the bobby car and everything like that. And in the other sidecar was one kid and one dog. So that was a really craziest couple I ever have seen with kids on and going over the ferry with the ferry, from Nice to an island, to a French island over. So that was really funny.
Mm-hmm. Trying to see if I have a.
There he is. Brian, you okay?
Yeah, I'm dealing with technology here. So, David, tell us a little bit about yourself, David. Oh, hey, wow, look at that.
If you've been to Vietnam, you've seen it all.
Yeah, I bet.
Let me stop sharing.
Now that's the ultimate drinking and driving. Oh my God.
I will have to dig up my pictures from China where they've actually pulling the big carts of those little heater briquettes, whatever, behind them like a semi.
Looks like India too. In India, they can have up to 5 people on a small bike.
Well, they have that down in Guatemala too. And they'll be carrying stovepipe and boards and everything else with it. Excellent riders.
So one of our new members is on, David. We haven't heard too much about you. Why don't you take a minute and tell us about yourself?
Sure. So I'm an astronomer. I teach astronomy at Georgia State University. I am working on a doctorate right now in education. I've got about a year to go working on my dissertation now. I have 3 kids in college this year. So that's exciting. Just moved 2 of them into their apartment. And they, all 3 of my kids, I went to a meeting last night where they are starting a Rotaract chapter. They have 2 sponsoring Rotary clubs right now, and I'm sorry, no, they have 3 now. So they're about to get their charter and hammer out all their bylaws and their constitution, all the stuff they have to do. So I'm very proud of them.
Very good.
Service is an important part of their lives. They've always been there to help their mother and I on service projects with our local Rotary club. So we're passing on the baton.
Good.
Good. Very good.
The next
So help me out, because I'm trying to do this on an iPad at the hospital. Is there anybody else new that I haven't introduced?
I think you're good. I think you're all good, Brian.
All right.
Oh, this is Roland's first time on with us, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, I was just trying to cycle through here.
A number of us know Roland because we rode with him on a recent IFMR ride. John's. Go ahead, Roland.
Yes.
Tell us about yourself, Roland.
That was my first outing. I'm a new member. Been a Rotarian for 10 years here in New Jersey, Rotary Club of the Palisades, where we are celebrating our 10th anniversary this year with our 20th anniversary Oktoberfest in end of September. That I started 20 years ago in the backyard until it got a little out of hand, and now it's at the American Legion. Just got back from the Rotary International Convention in Hamburg, my first convention, which was very, very interesting. And I'm planning a number of motorcycle trips. I've started to scout out some possible routes around here. If we ever come around organizing an event here. But my big thing is I'm planning to take part in the Cross Egypt Challenge next year. Anybody familiar with that?
No.
Wow.
Actually, our past president, Linda, has been talking about that ride.
Yeah,
so
it's actually organized by the Rotary Club of Alexandria Cosmopolitan, together with a number of other organizations. And it's a 2,000 plus kilometer, 10-day ride across Egypt, fully supported. And it's something I've been thinking about for a number of years. So it's on my bucket list for next year.
Nice. That's great. Yeah. And then also we've got Juan, who is also new. So bienvenidos, Juan, and tell us about yourself a little bit.
Gracias, Brian. Hi, guys. Thanks a lot. Yep, I live in Pachuca, which is a city 80 kilometers, 50 miles north of Mexico City, in Mexico.
Can you get closer to your microphone?
Oh, sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, better.
Okay. I live in Pachuca, which is a city 50 miles north of Mexico City. In Mexico, I work with my family in a private school. It's a K-9 school, and the administrator there. I've been a Rotarian for 14 years, 13 years, something like that. And just made the leap to the E-Club. Right now, I ride a BMW, and I'm planning a trip to Oaxaca, which is a very, very, very beautiful state in the south of Mexico. I hope that happens within the next 2 months. Anybody wants to come along?
I would love to, but not safe.
Muchas gracias.
Actually, Juan, my wife makes several trips a year down to Mexico City, where she goes off to the monarch butterfly preserves. You know,
we should do something because.
So I think maybe I should go with her, and not actually go with her. I should come see you.
There are 2 amazing roads leading to Valle de Bravo, which is the closest tourist place to the monarchs. It's an amazing city, well, town. It's a very little town. It's an amazing town, and the roads leading to Valle de Bravo are great for biking.
Can I rent a motorcycle down there?
I got 2 BMWs, so you're more than.
This is gonna happen. This is gonna happen.
Let's do it.
She's got a trip in December. She's got a trip next March. I'm coming. This is gonna happen.
Okay, it's gonna.
You're on.
Great.
I'll let you know when the actual dates are.
You better do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I'm done putting people on the spot.
Answer your question. Yep, there are several places to safely rent motorbikes. I don't know which kind of them, but I'm pretty sure about BMWs, GS. So
awesome.
We should all be fine.
Great. Jerry, you sure you can ride one of those?
I rode one in Australia, so I'm in good shape. Okay, I already understand.
It's a little bit different to the Goldwing, right?
Actually, the difficulty in it. Oh, there's another nice one. That's a small one.
That happens a lot in Mexico as well.
Oh yeah.
The only difficulty I had riding that BMW in Australia is they had the turn signals on both. There's a button for both turn signals, one on each side of the handlebars, as opposed to one spot. Drove me nuts.
Yeah, they don't have that
on my old 1150 R. I had the same, right and left. Yeah, but
that's pretty cool. David, do you ride?
Yes, I have a BMW R1150 RT. And I have a Kawasaki KLR 650.
Another good rider.
How do we get so many BMW riders in this club?
They're just smarter than the rest of you.
I mean, it used to be the dark side was the gold, was the Harleys. What happened?
Yeah, you see, with the Harleys, you have to make from the one street you showed us a cul-de-sac because they cannot go through. They are too deep. With the BMW, you can go
right through.
No cul-de-sac.
That's funny.
I think the whole idea of the floorboards, they double as pontoons.
Hey, Roy and Judy, who was that young man that was with you earlier?
That's a young lady.
Oh, I just saw that face.
That's our granddaughter.
Way to go.
Granddaughter? I thought maybe it was an exchange student.
Take your foot out and stick another in.
She has very long hair and she's got it all pulled back.
Got it.
But yeah, she's spending the week. She's spending the week with us.
Nice.
Yep, we're enjoying it.
Well, John needs new glasses, considering what a cul-de-sac looks like, too.
He's had a stressful day.
Which one of us is leading, John, next month when we take off for that little ride?
Which one is doing what?
Which one of us is going to lead when we take off for that little ride?
Where are you going?
West.
West, yeah.
West.
Where are we meeting again?
That's my whole goal. West.
Where are we meeting up?
Well, that one town, I started that off as a suggestion. I'll write up there. It's about 400 miles from me.
Findlay, Ohio?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got sort of a route planned out, but I'm not locked into it. Traveling across the plains is mostly going fast. I want to get into western Montana, Idaho, and up into BC, and maybe over to Ucluelet to see Debbie.
Nice.
Anyone from you guys know the hill countries in Texas?
I do.
Oh, because you're coming from Texas? I saw that.
I've ridden that many times. Very, just some incredible rides in the hill.
Yeah, there is a little town called Bandera. It's an old western town, and they have the Twisted Sisters over there. So
Yes.
this beautiful ride, and that was an
incredible.
idea I had. Maybe, you know, especially with the guys from you, they're coming from the south, like South Carolina. Would it be? I know. Would it be a problem for you guys coming down to Texas, and we will make something like a weekend for a ride?
Yep. I'll be there.
Yes. Okay.
If it's open on my calendar, I would.
Work for me.
I can organize that. No problem.
That would be fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, because we thought about it. You know, my husband is in the IFMR, and they have the meeting tomorrow. So this was an idea what you can make to bring a little bit activity inside the South, you know, because there is nothing over here, right? So, and on this way, we can invite, I have in my head actually two guys I would like to ask. One is a Mexican, by the way. He comes from Mexico City as well. He's living here in Houston. He's riding a GS Adventure. And yeah, of course. So, and another guy is an ex-Rotarian, but he's riding motorcycle as well. You know, to invite in our club and to see how we can get a little bit more traffic on it and make something together, you know. I don't know, how many is your town, Juan, away from Texas?
I think it's sort of like 1,500 kilometers away.
Yeah,
it's a couple of days.
Not an
Yeah,
easy
no,
ride.
it's the same when we going to, we was in, with the car actually, not even with the motorcycle, in New Jersey, and that was also 1,600 kilometers. No, miles, I'm sorry, miles away. So
Yeah, pretty much the same thing, yeah.
yeah, it's pretty much the same. So Houston will be in the middle, so I'm so sorry, yeah. My husband have a insurance policy. He's not allowed to go to Mexico. This is one of the main problems. I would love to go to Mexico. I saw so many beautiful roads over there. Unbelievable. Yeah.
We have amazing roads, but I guess if the dates are working for me, I can easily travel there. No, not a problem.
Okay, perfect. Okay.
Yeah.
So what would be the best time for you guys in Houston? The best time to go is in the springtime or in the fall, not in the summer. It's not good. No go.
We'll tell you, it'd be extra special if it just happened to be snowing here and I can get away from here.
Yeah, that's good.
I'm in.
Like early spring or late fall.
Yeah, maybe.
Last time I rode the Three Sisters was fall, and
Yeah.
it was just absolutely gorgeous. And I
Yes.
tied that in with the ride through Lukenbach,
Yeah.
and then there's Fredericksburg. I think fall is actually the best time. The only problem with
Yeah.
springtime is the risk of thunderstorms, but fall is usually just incredible.
The hurricane season ends at the 1st of November, and we just had a tropical storm. It didn't hit us. It hit Louisiana, but it was not fun.
When is bluebonnet season? Ute, when is bluebonnet season?
Yeah, that's of course a must-have.
Yeah, April, May.
Yeah, that's in the springtime.
That'd be cool.
Yeah. Okay. If that is
I
your
forgot
wish,
about
really.
that road is incredible with the bluebonnets.
I can send, I don't know where I can send some pictures and you put it on your site, because I have one beautiful, but I don't know how to lift it up on the computer.
Is this the route?
Cavill. Wait a minute.
That's pretty cool.
Is that the route?
No.
No?
Mm.
That's what popped up when I searched for Three Sisters in Texas.
Yeah, that takes you to Three Sisters for sure.
But there are so many other possibilities, and I would say.
I like that route coming out of Kerrville.
How long you make that
going
normally?
west.
Do you make that over a weekend, or you make like a week, or whatever you make?
Weekend.
Whatever the ride planner plans.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, typically what we've done is, you know, we typically put together 2 days
Mhm.
of riding, and then once in a while people decide to stay for 2 or 3 or 4 more days and do some more stuff, depending on where we're at. So you can have like 2 versions, and like people can join wherever they feel like they can join. That's a good thing.
We've also had 1-day rides.
In 1-day rides.
Well, it took me a day and a half to get there and a day and a half to get back, but it's the infamous rain ride
Yeah.
up in Ontario.
Hey, the Collingwood wet one.
Yeah. Okay. We make it. We like to make it, you know, like a longer weekend. For example, Thursday until Sunday or Saturday, something like this.
Mm.
So you have more than a weekend, a little bit more. So you have more time. You know, when you come, you can a little bit relax, have a little bit more time for fellowship, exactly, for everything like this. You know. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So there's an opportunity here to, in the new little e-happenings newsletter that I sent out, that's the meeting announcement.
Mm-hmm.
There's an opportunity for us to put rides that are in the planning stage.
Yeah.
In that, and so if you have contact information, or you know, go ahead and just send information to me that I can copy and paste, and I'll put it in a frame in there, and it'll just be a fixed part at the bottom.
Yeah.
And that'll help people kind of, you know, keep me updated, and that'll help people stay in touch.
Maybe what we can do also, because the last years I did the polio ride always in the springtime, you know, so maybe, and we had a gorgeous day this time. Not every year it's like that, but this time was really incredible. And maybe we can make it close together. So if you guys like, you can join the ride as well.
This is really nice.
Mm-hmm.
It would take me 2 days to get down there, 2 days to get back,
Mm-hmm.
and 2 days of riding. That'd be a 6-day weekend. That'd be all right.
That at all?
Sounds fun. Looking forward to it.
Okay.
Is that Ontario, Canada, or Ontario, California?
Canada.
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
We're headed to Canada.
Whereabouts?
Toronto.
It's about 2.5 hours south of me.
We're not heading that far north.
Pardon me?
We're not heading that far north.
No?
We should get there around first week of September.
Okay. And what are you doing in Toronto?
Passing through.
Are you riding, John?
Oh no, we're in our RV. We're taking a giant long trip in the RV.
Are you passing through the Detroit area on your way there?
Possibly.
You let me know.
Oh yeah, that's right. You're up there.
I'll break away and have lunch with you. Or whatever.
You're in Detroit proper?
I live on the north side of the city, so out in the
Okay.
country. I actually live in the country, but anywhere you come through that area, I'll make it work.
Yeah, because we're planning on going into Canada at the entrance that's north of Detroit.
Port Huron.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay. Well, I can catch up with you somewhere along your route. You're going to be coming up I-94 up on the east side of the city, more than likely. So
Yeah, most likely.
So I can catch up with you anywhere along there, even if it is Port Huron. Port Huron's about an hour and a half drive from here, from where I live.
I'll keep you up to date.
Oh, by the way, if anybody knows that we have in Galveston one of the biggest motorcycle rallies It's every year 60,000 riders coming up in this crazy little town. It's amazing what's going on up there. It's in the first week of November, always.
Cool.
In Galveston Island. It's a half island, direct at the Gulf of Mexico.
Kind of wondering what the appetite is for when you all are snowed in back there doing a ride out in the Northern California area.
You got a good place to rent, and there's some of us that would fly.
Yeah. It'd be interesting to set up. I mean, it'll take a little lead time, I think, on both sides, honestly. But,
I reached my snow limit 3 years ago.
Yeah.
I know that ride through Nebraska is pretty dull. They've gone out to Sturgis. I think going to California, I think I'd either trailer or rent a bike.
Mm-hmm. There's a number of places. I mean, it's not cheap in SF, but there's a lot of different things available. I can throw some options out later on once I look into it a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Glenda, how did they get you off the back of that Indian?
She's just smiling.
She's busy driving.
Did you say something to me?
Yes.
I said, how did they get you off the back of that Indian?
I'm just driving home from another Rotary meeting.
Cheater, big cheater.
Big fundraiser coming up.
Oh, nice.
Hey, Jim, you got the connection info now? You good? All right.
What's the fundraiser for, Glenda?
It's a village fair. So it's our biggest fundraiser of the year. It takes place over the August long weekend, starts Friday, goes right through till Monday night. So it takes a lot of manpower.
Wow.
A lot of hours. So it's a fair that there's a midway there, and there's Rotary games, and there's all kinds of kids activities, and dunk tank, and yeah, so it's a big one.
I think I was there a few years back.
Probably. It's been going on for 80 years, I believe.
Oh.
Nice.
Well,
are you going to make our pre-ride, Glenda?
Me?
Yeah.
I'm still waiting to see with this new job who my team leader is going to be before I ask for a specific day off. So weeks.
Hey,
okay.
Who all's riding in the pre-ride?
Mike and his friend. I think Kenton Acton definitely is, possibly his wife. I think I've got a few military freedom riders coming along.
Me.
Yourself, of course. So, yeah, looking forward to it.
Cool.
Kenton just told me on the weekend, Bruce, that he didn't think he was going to be able to make it.
Okay. We were talking to him last night, and Christy said you should go anyway.
Oh, good.
So,
and Christy found out today that she is not going to require chemotherapy.
Woohoo!
That's pretty cool.
But this is going to be radiation, so that was a big celebration.
Good. We popped into them last night, went for a bike ride, and they were the destination. And she was pretty down last night because she hadn't heard anything and didn't know what her immediate future was holding, et cetera, and doctor's appointments, and poked and prodded, et cetera. So I'm glad to hear that. She'll be relieved today.
For sure.
Congratulations.
So there's going to be a half a dozen of us anyway on the pre-ride, and this is going to be just a research ride. I have no idea where we're going to stop for lunch. I have no idea where we're going to what we're going to see because of the change in schedule between the summer schedule on the ferry to the fall schedule on the ferry. Things are going to change a bit, but it'll give me a timeline as to where we can be, where we can get to, where we can be, that sort of thing. So.
When are you doing this one, Bruce?
This is August 16th, 17th, and 18th.
I'll be on the other end of the country.
You said that last time too, so. I just don't think you like riding in Collingwood. You get too wet. And you're afraid of the water.
What can I tell you? I'm hydrophobic.
No, we'll miss you and wish you were here, but life goes on. And what are you doing on the other side of the country?
Riding.
What else?
Riding where?
West. We covered that.
Okay.
I won't know until I get there.
Oh, that's good. That's a good way to ride.
Go west, young man. Go west.
Okay, so I'd like to take a couple of minutes and I'd like to close the meeting a little bit early, and I'd like to ask anybody that has a vote on the board to stick around for a couple of minutes. So with that, I'm going to ask Harold to do the four-way test.
Ooh, on the spot.
Okay. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Of the things we think, say, or do. Number one, is it the truth?
Truth.
Truth.
Two, is it fair to all?
Concern.
Three, will it build
Good goal.
Better friendships.
And number four, will it be
Beneficial to all concerned.
And will it
be fun?
Is it fun?
You know, after a year, you'd think we'd have that down better.
The delay in the communications.
We need one of those moving videos with a dot that goes so we can all say it same time.
Like a child's book. Yeah.
There you go,
It's very,
Paul. There's
very
something for you to
Disney
work
of you.
There you go, Paul. There's something.
Bouncing ball. Is that what you're saying? We need a bouncing ball?
Bouncing ball.
It's a small world after all.
Oh, I can play the real song. Don't tempt me.
Oh boy.
Till next time, everyone. Have a good week.
Adios.
All right. Take care.
Thanks so much, everybody. Sorry to end up
Later,
a little
everybody.
short, but we'll have a speaker next week. I've already sent out an email. I haven't got a response yet, but we'll see.
We had a good speaker this week.
We did. We
Yes,
did.
we- thank
Impromptu.
you.
Hey, Brian, I have two or three things in my hip pocket if you ever need something. So
Okay.
I've got a really nice video of the whole clinic in Classic Calibri that was done by a professional. That would be nice to see sometime.
Oh, neat. Okay.
Do you want me to stick around for this too, or I'm not a voting
Yeah,
member?
actually, you might lend a little. Help to this.
Okay.
So what's going on is, are we here? Let me shut the recording off real quick.
Please.